want to take two steps back, but I think folk at home will follow my logic, and I know you will. In the leadership campaign, you were very much a sort of fresh start guy, backing Kemi Badenoch. So, given that, how do you think Liz is doing so far in what's been a tempestuous first 3 weeks?
I think she's doing exceptionally well, and I've always been a huge fan of Liz's, even when I started as a parliamentarian, first off in 2019. When I decided to back Kemi, I made a calculated decision at the time in terms of what I felt that my voters would have sought in the first instance before we even had an opportunity to listen to all of the candidates and the debates. And in Kemi, I saw someone who reflected that, because Kemi was very strong in backing Brexit all the way, and I represent a constituency that is approximately 75% Brexit backing, which means that some of my wards are probably on average even more so than that, given that obviously I have some that are more on the Remain side. So that was the clear message that I had from my constituents at the time. But soon after Kemi was not in the race anymore, I made it very clear that I was backing Liz all the way. And I have done, even in the chamber from day one, because I've seen in her someone who always delivers and someone who actually does what she says she's going to do. So I'm 100% behind Liz.
Fascinating. And on the budget, you said to The Express, economic growth and tax cuts will help people a lot, and it won't take long for them to feel the positive effect. You've only got 2 years.
That's right. Time isn't on our side. You're absolutely right with that. But I do feel that the majority of this country now will recognise that the Conservative Party is on their side. You know, the hard-working people that we keep talking about. People are talking about this budget being ideologically a massive shift to the right and all the rest of it. Well, of course, you know, let the institutions say that. But I don't believe that a reduction on a penny in income tax is anything particularly right-wing. I don't believe that scrapping the proposed increase in national insurance is anything right-wing, because proportionately it's actually going to be helping working-class people more than it is people on the higher end of things. And, you know, people can criticise the government for saying, you know, if you look at the speeches coming out of the Labour Party, oh, we are going to be greener than green, and where have they been for the last 3 years? You know, the Conservative government has led the planet on green economic change. So all they're trying to do is copy what the Conservative Party has done for the last 3 years.
One of the other things that you mentioned there in passing, and I said it in my earlier conversations, that Liz Truss may have shocked the political world and the financial world by being a politician who actually does what she says she was going to do. But there are reports of grave concern within your own party and folk that we've talked to, and that is that if that massive level of borrowing and the money market's response to it pushes the pound down to parity with the dollar, £1, $1, there are even people on your ranks, on your benches, who will get very windy about this budget package and may even vote against it.
Well, I'd be very surprised if that's the case, Alistair. But what I would say is that whenever we have a sudden shift in what we have become accustomed to, and certainly the Treasury has been operating in a particular way since 2008, then people will automatically try and use a particular set of arguments against what other people might be arguing for. And what we're arguing for now is that more of the same does not work and will not work. We need a government that is going to be bold, and we need growth. We can't keep just redistributing the same size cake. We need to grow that cake so everyone is better off. So for me, if we are talking about, for example, the pound, well, we can obviously boost the pound by increasing interest rates even further. Is that what we want to do when we want to grow the economy? Is that what we want to do when we do have a problem with the cost of living? No, I don't think we want to. And so we do want to maintain the independence of the Bank of England, yes. Me personally, and I'm not an economist, I would have perhaps not increased the rates as much as we have done, because we still want to support the economy growing. And certainly the proposals that Kwasi Kwarteng and the Prime Minister have come forward with will absolutely do that.